Hey guys, philzero here. So first, congrats to all the winners of the giveaway draw for these VIP tags signed by The Warning, as well as some samples of my upcoming merch, as worn by Danny and Rudy. So to the winners, I've replied to your DM, so keep an eye out for that. I still have a bunch of more merch samples to give away, and I have some more stuff like signed by The Warning I can give away. And some of you have asked, like, why I'm giving away all this stuff instead of just keeping it. And I don't know, it just feels like the right thing to do. Of course, I'd love to keep them too, but I think more importantly, like, all you guys are hanging out here and supporting my channel, and that allowed me to experience everything that happened over this past crazy year with meeting the band and doing these videos, and I just wanted to be able to share a piece of that with you guys. And for me, like, just keeping one of these as a souvenir, like, that's enough for me. I just wish I had enough stuff to send all of you. You know what? Okay, to everyone who entered, if you didn't win, don't worry. I'm gonna keep your messages in my inbox, and with every video I post, let's say for the rest of the year, I'm gonna use a randomizer to pick a winner for something. It'll either be a piece of merch or something cool. I'll DM you if you win. So if you want in on these draws, follow me on Instagram and DM me phil0sucks, along with your shirt size. Okay, now today's video, Breathe. So I kinda did an oopsie last time. I did black holes without immediately following up with Breathe, which is apparently what you're supposed to do. Like, I didn't get the memo. I even noticed it with like other reaction channels as well, but like while I was filming the black holes video, it already felt like I was kind of going on for too long. So I was like, yeah, I'll do Breathe in a separate video. I hope I didn't break anything. I saw a couple comments that said Pow played Breathe immediately after black holes, like at this same concert. So maybe there's like some continuity or something I messed up, but let's just see how this goes. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna do this like the black holes video, where I turn off my musician brain and listen to the whole song before I do my nerdy song analysis. Like, I'm assuming it's another acoustic piano ballad, so if you're new here, this is not my usual format, but singer-songwriter ballads kind of call for it to be in this format, to be able to be fully immersed in it. Need to feel the music. philzero. I already made that joke last video. Okay, here we go.
Bueno, esa siguiente canción,
This next song,
yo había dicho que nunca la iba a tocar en vivo
I said I'd never play live
porque es una canción muy personal.
because it's a very personal song.
Pero viéndolos todos aquí
But seeing everyone here,
reunidos, es increíble pensar que hay 8,000 personas ahorita aquí
it's incredible to
que
think
nos vinieron a
there's
ver a nosotras.
8,000 people here.
Y honestamente, estoy medio enferma, mi voz no está súper bien, pero
I'm really sick and my voice
les
isn't
quiero
great,
cantar esta canción.
but I want to sing you guys a song.
The water's getting wet. No, la necesito cantar, oigan. I thought I'd learn to keep me warm, but it's reaching down my throat and it's freezing all my bones still. I try to reach over the endless waves, can't call for help, so I'll just call my name. But not even I can hear, I'll just disappear without a trace. Is it so wrong, wrong to want to be alright, perfect in pain? It's the same all the time. I try my very best to stay afloat, but there's something down there that just wants me close. And I beg myself to breathe, but there's nothing within reach now. Is it so wrong to want to be alright? Perfect in vain, it's the same all the time. Los quiero muchísimo.
Oh, god damn it. Fine, fine, you got me. I got. Yeah, I need a shot of tequila. Yeah, those lyrics hit different again. So I said this in my last video, I normally don't dive into lyrics often. Like, I usually try and get a feel for the entire composition, and that's because lyrics are more open and can kind of be subjective. Like, while the songwriter wrote the lyrics on a certain topic or idea, we, as the listeners, we can interpret it however we want, right? We can relate it to our own lives and our own experiences, even if that's not what the song was intended to be about. But if it strikes an emotional chord with you, like, who's to say what you can or can't think or feel about that? But nonetheless, once again, these lyrics, they hit home for me again. Should I rebate it again? Okay, let's try and nerd out. Okay, I need to prepare for this.
UFC, motorcycles, hockey, protein shakes, Taylor Swift.
Okay, I'm ready.
The water's getting wet. No, la necesito cantar, oigan. I thought it learned to keep me warm, but it's reaching down my throat, and it's freezing all my bones still. I try to reach over the endless waves, can't call for help, so I'll just call my name. But not even I can hear, I'll just disappear without a trace. Is it so wrong to want to be alright? Perfect in pain, it's the same all the time. I try my very best to stay afloat, but there's something down there that just wants me close. And I beg myself to breathe, but there's nothing within reach now. Is it so wrong to want to be alright? Perfect in vain, it's the same all the time.
I mean, so I think this is something that a lot of us have thought about or we know someone or of someone who just gets to that dark place, right? And it's kind of this cyclical loop of wanting to feel okay, but at the same time, like finding or trying to find comfort in pain or embracing it. But I'm not a mental health professional, so I'm not gonna try and pretend to know anything about anything. But all I'll say is if you or anyone you know is struggling, just please get help. Like, it's so worth it. Okay, I gotta turn musician mode on. Okay. Does anyone else stretch when you're like trying to readjust your focus? Actually, before we get into the song stuff, like something that amazes me about, well, the whole band, but in this instance, like Pow specifically, and I know it's been said so many times by everyone that it's like almost a cliche now, but I don't think this can be overstated. She is just so incredibly multi-talented, but in like so we know she can write, she can sing, she can play piano, she can play drums, but she actually does all that at like a really high level. Cause you know, there are a lot of drummers who sing backup and a lot of piano players who can also drum and a lot of whatever other combinations there are. A lot of singers who can kinda play guitar and kinda play piano. But Pow can do each of those things as if it were her main thing. Watching this video, or the Black Holes video, if you didn't know who she was, you would think that she's a piano singer-songwriter as like her musical identity. And her voice alone is strong and unique enough to be like the lead vocal in any capacity. But then you see some of the stuff she does on drums and you're just like, like if you listen to some of her vocal technique, there's a few things you can pick up about like the control she has. Okay, let's find some stuff to nerd out about.
But it's reaching down my throat, and it's freezing all my bones still. I try to reach over the endless waves. Can't call for help, so I'll just call my name. But not even I can hear. I'll just disappear without a trace.
Like that, for instance. Like right here, she goes into falsetto.
But it's reaching down my throat, and it's freezing all my bones still.
So that's her falsetto note. But in the next stanza, she doesn't use falsetto. She goes into her mixed voice on the same note.
But not even I can hear.
Right there.
I'll just disappear disappear without a trace.
So that's the same note as the falsetto note. So she's not just hitting the note fine, she can kind of choose and control what texture she wants to sing it with.
Is it so wrong to want to be alright? Perfect in vain, it's the same all the time.
Yeah, pal. And just stuff like this, like look how wide her mouth is open. Like these are techniques that you would only know and do if you're like a singer, not just to hit all the notes in that big range, but also to be able to do it in different textures and intensities. And she was sick during this concert. Can she play guitar and bass as well? I feel like Danny and Ale probably showed her some stuff, right? Okay, so song stuff. So composition-wise, everything was standard, which I'm an advocate for. Like in a vacuum, I think I prefer standard structure. Like to me, it's more interesting to see what artists can do in standard song and melody structures, like verse, chorus, or melody structure would be like AABB, like kinda counterintuitively. Okay, this is gonna be a super hot take, I know, but I'm gonna go off on standard structure for a bit. But I think that writing a good song with standard structure and standard chords, I think that requires more creativity than the songs that do a bunch of wacky things with like 18 time changes and 40 key changes, because like 80% of contemporary music all use pretty much the same structures, right? I don't know if that's actually the number, but 80-20 rule. Check it out if you don't know what that is. It's pretty interesting. It kind of changed my life. So, about 120,000 songs are released on Spotify every single day. And if we take 80% of that, what did I say? 120,000, 80%, 8 times 12 is 96. 96,000 songs? That means almost 100,000 songs being released every single day are pretty much using the exact same arrangement techniques. I mean, not exactly, but with some variation. You know what I mean. So whenever someone recommends me a new song to check out, it's interesting to me to see what the artist did within standard structures. Like, how did they make this song stand out, and what did they do to make the song special? And like, using food as an analogy again, I don't know why I'm on this food metaphor train. Like, yeah, you can make a great dish using like 100 ingredients, but for me, it's more interesting to see what people can do with just 4 ingredients. But I don't know, maybe that's just me and my taste. But take this song for example, like everything's super standard, verse, chorus, standard timing, standard rhythm, melody was AABB, I think.
I try to reach over the endless waves.
So that's A. The next one will be the same.
Call for help, so I'll just call my name.
Yeah, that's A. And then she switches.
Not even I can hear.
B.
I'll just disappear
And then B again.
A trace.
Yeah, so melody structures AABB, which is nothing out of the ordinary. So I like to think about what makes a song so captivating and engaging. Like if the structures are so standard that every song does it, like why does this song hit so hard with so many of us? So this is the kind of stuff that I like nerding out about. So let's break this down. Like first we talked about very relatable lyrics. Like, let's be real, this topic has been written about like a million times, right? But she found the sweet spot of not being too metaphorical, but also not being too on the nose. It's specific enough that we know what she's talking about, but it's also open enough so that listeners can feel whatever they want to feel about it. And composition-wise, there's not really much going on, which isn't a bad thing. Like in the second chorus, she does that big octave jump into those belty vocals, and then it just ends after the second chorus. Like, no bridge, no second chorus, not really an outro. But where the magic happens here is, you already know, the emotion in the performance, like, tied in with the lyrics and the structure. So the entire song is like one big build to the second chorus, right? But what are the lyrics and what's the story doing? They're kind of taking you on this emotional ride. The song starts off mellow right through the first chorus and right through the second verse, and then when we get to that chorus, it's just like this big climax. And that dynamic alone is already enough to set the song apart. So if we think about why she wrote it that way, like, she's not doing it to show off her vocal. Like, if she wanted to show off her vocals, there's probably better songs to do that instead of like a slow piano ballad. But she arranged the vocals this way, at least what I'm getting from it, because that's what she wants the listener to feel in the song. Like verse 1, chorus 1, verse 2, it's kind of like the slow build, so you kind of understand the story, you're starting to know what she's talking about. So verse 1, chorus 1, and verse 2, it's kind of like an introduction to the topic. You're starting to feel and understand what she's talking about. And then the second chorus hits and it's like, boom, in your face. I'm feeling it, that means you're feeling it. Whoa, that looked weird to do on camera, because it kind of just hit out of nowhere.
And I beg myself to breathe, but there's nothing within reach now. Is it so wrong to want to be alright? Perfect in vain, it's the same all the time.
Yeah, pal. So the lyrics, the octave jump, the vocal performance, they just all came together perfectly to evoke that emotion. And she was sick and crying. I can barely record a YouTube video if I'm sick. So in the songwriting world, we call this marrying the lyrics to the song. So the story fits with the structure and fits with the dynamics and fits with the lyrics, and everything's just kind of coming together for like a deeper reason than just being notes on a scale. And I think, as we all felt, she did it perfectly. Okay. You know, someone once pointed out that I take my headphones off the exact same way in every single video. How do you notice these things? They said something like I always lean back to take them off and then I fix my hair. So I lean back to take them off so I don't hit the mic, and then I fix my hair because who wants headphone hair? So, what song should be next? I think someone said there's a trio I have to do, like Black Holes and then Breathe and then When I'm Gone, When I'm Alone. Is that another piano ballad? Should I be doing 3 piano ballads in a row? Or maybe it's not, and it'll just be a surprise. So if you like this kind of video, please consider subscribing. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. December 31st, and on the last day of the year, we hit 1 million views. Thank you guys so much for checking out the channel, checking out the videos, and to celebrate, I've always wanted to try this tequila, this Clase Azul, but it was always so expensive, so I could never bring myself to buy it. But we're celebrating today. And I've always wanted to buy it just so I can do this. That's worth like the $300 or whatever it costed. I actually don't know if it's any good. Oh, Jesus. It's alright. Thanks for hanging out here. Hope you had a happy new year, and we'll see you in the next video.